Assalamu alaikum, it's Jahan.
It's Yasmin.
We're Krewella.
And you're watching Pakmanzil.com.
Just the beat inside my soul. Take me home, where my dreams are made of gold. In the zone, where the beat is uncontrolled. I know what it feels like. Come on, make me feel alive.
Alright, so where were you guys born and how old are you guys?
We were both born in Houston, Texas, and I'm 25.
And I am 28. I had to think about that for a second.
Alright. Talk about your parents, how they met, what are the ethnicities?
Our dad is from Lahore, Pakistan. He was born there, but he came to America when he was 19 to study at UT, University of Texas in Austin. And then a couple years later, after he finished his college education, he moved to Los Angeles, where he met our mother. And our mom was born in New Haven, Connecticut in the States, but she is German, Lithuanian, Polish. And they met in Los Angeles because they were both there for jobs. They met at a Mexican restaurant and started dating and got married a year later and had 3 girls, 3 half and half girls.
But a mixed family, was it hard or was it easy to fit in? And which side of the family are you more close with, mom or dad's?
For me, growing up, I was always really confused as a mixed kid. And I didn't really know where I fit in because we'd be going to Islamic school on Sundays. But then in school, I think this is before, when I think about like the 90s, people didn't know where Pakistan was. And unfortunately, after 9/11, that's when everyone started now finally knowing, oh, they're Afghanistan, Pakistan. They started understanding where these countries are. And it made me really sad because the media was always shedding a negative light on these countries, whereas within my household we were raised in such beautiful values, beautiful Pakistani values. So I grew up, after that happened, I kind of aligned more with our Western values, and it took it until I'd say like four years ago for me to really start digging back into my Pakistani roots and realizing that it's so important to represent both sides of where you're from. But I'd say we're like the perfect blend of both. I mean, modes of dress, we wear Western clothing, but we wear Pakistani jewelry as well. We listen to Western music, we listen to European music, but we also were raised on Bollywood music and Pakistani artists growing up also. And I'd say values, like even when I think about respect for elders, when I think about traditions and holidays, and even just genuine just respect and honesty that our dad instilled from being raised Muslim, and those are values that we still like to uphold as adults. So we're constantly finding this push and pull of
Our two halves.
Our two halves, yeah, and that's who you are as a mixed kid, and I think that's what makes this country amazing, is the United States, is seeing how many mixed kids there are who get to share both sides of them and blend them together.
Dead of the night, when your body's sleepless, it's raining feelings now. Just wanna get it right, searching for meaning in this cold angel town. I'll be the warmth in your empty hotel. I'll make it right when you're going through hell. I'll be the call when there's no one to tell. Make you light up, light up.
What does the name Krewella mean, and how did your journey start? Did you guys always wanted to be musicians? Some artists have played instruments during childhood or have completed in talent shows. What is your story?
Krewella actually has no story behind it, the name doesn't. I thought of the name in 2008. Or earlier, maybe 2007. And it was just when Krewella was a hobby. So we were still in school, we still had jobs. I think I was working at an ice cream shop, or maybe working retail, you were working at a bookstore. And I just thought of the name. And
You
I always felt like
that was told to me though about Krewella.
yeah, one of our friends recently said Krewella sounds like a female goddess, which I love. And the name always felt very powerful to me, and also it felt like a powerful female. But yeah, it's all been almost 10 years since we've been working on Krewella.
Growing up though, we would, again, just as a hobby, we would just make music together for fun and sing together. We had an acoustic guitar, an electric guitar, a little beginner's drum set as kids, and we would just jam out, but it was never seen as something that we could take into our future. We never thought that we could actually pursue it as a career, but thankfully we made that decision in 2010 to take the plunge and take the risk and see how it would go, and we are here today.
We grew up in a very, very creative household though. So our mom is a graphic designer. Our older sister Aisha is also an illustrator, graphic designer. And there was constantly, we were just playing these interesting like make-believe games and like drawing and painting and just creating and just fantasizing and imagining. And so and I think that's what happens when you grow up with like two sisters, is you're just constantly creating together and collaborating. So there was always art in the household.
Was there, being Pakistani, was there any backlash from, let's say, extended family? Like, why are these girls doing music? Why not? Why aren't they becoming a doctor, engineer, or lawyer? You know, the typical Pakistani profession.
We have an incredibly small family, surprisingly, because Pakistani families are huge. You've got like 10 million cousins, and our family is really just our mother and father. There's 3 girls. We have one first cousin. That's it, and she lives with us. She's like our 4th sister, and we have our aunt and uncle, and that's our tight-knit family. None of our grandparents are still alive, but when they were, we were super close with our Dadi and Dadaji, and we don't really have a huge family. And everyone's been very supportive of our journey. I will say in the beginning, both our American mother and our Pakistani father were very worried about us Jahan dropping out of university and me not going to university and not continuing with a higher education, but now looking back, they were still as supportive as any parent could have been if their child tells them, hey, I'm dropping out of college and I'm going to pursue a music career. They didn't freak out, they didn't get mad at us, they were worried and scared, but they let us try it, and I'm so thankful.
How does it feel being famous? Some celebs love being hounded by fans and press. Some would want their privacy intact so they can, go and do anything without being bothered.
It's weird. We get asked this a lot, especially by family when we'll go to shows. They'll be like, "Oh, you guys are famous now," and we're not. I still feel like a private citizen, and just because we have a big following online, and because at our shows you'll see fans screaming for us, and fans will be waiting outside the tour bus and outside the venue for us. That's just at our shows, but in our everyday lives, we go to the grocery store, we go to the gym, we can go out in public, we can go out to eat, and most of the time we're not bothered, and it's nice. That's the way I like it, because I like to feel like a private citizen. And if there's a way we can continue to grow our fan base but also maintain that privacy, that would be like my ideal career. But I also realize that I cannot control everything, so I'm open to whatever direction life takes us in.
Alright, we're on our way to EDC Vegas 2014. It's gonna be a banger. We're gonna go harder than ever before soon. I live for the heights till I'm free
Do you guys listen to Pakistani music currently? Heard it growing up?
We grew up on a lot of Pakistani music and Bollywood music, and even Arabic music, but we're not up to date with any of the current Pakistani music, but we still love it. Oh my god, if our family's having a dinner, we'll put on like the Spotify latest Bollywood or Pakistani hits, and our dad will be loving it, and our aunt, our papa. I mean, we definitely still love it, so we'd love to be more immersed in it.
And we encourage fans to just tweet us or comment if they have any cool links or any suggestions for music to listen to.
Did you guys ever go to a Pakistani or a Bollywood concert?
My first concert was the Lair Mendi when I was 4 years old.
You fell asleep?
I did fall asleep because I was 4. But yeah, that was my first concert.
Love the Lair Mendi.
Oh my god, I love the Lair.
That was the only one.
I don't think we've ever been to any other Desi concerts. No.
Alright, can you guys name 5 Pakistani singers?
No, I cannot name 5 Pakistani singers. you try.
I can name
Name 3?
I can name the ones we talked about: Ali Zafar, Atif Aslam. Oh my god, no, I don't think I can name. I wish I could name a female too, a female Pakistani artist.
But that's why, see, this is why we need more exposure. And I think it's really important for the rest of the world to see that there is such an abundance of like Pakistani music and concerts and artists, and we just don't know about them. So it's all about the right exposure, and I'm really looking forward to just diving into just the music scene in Pakistan. Pakistani guys
Throw it back to Junoon. But that's
Junoon?
But that's old. That's so old.
खुदी तो करे बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे बता तेरी रज़ा क्या है.
Amazing.
Alright, so in Pakistan we have Coke Studio, which has been quite popular. Have you guys had a chance to watch or hear any of the episodes at all?
Yeah, we watch Coke Studio videos with our dad all the time. Our Abu is obsessed with Coke Studios. I think his dream is to see his girls perform on Coke Studios. I think he would be so floored to see that, and obviously we would be so floored to experience that as well. But every time we come over to his house and we're all cooking dinner, he'll turn on whatever Coke Studios video he had on last. And I think the last time we watched Coke Studios, it was Atif Aslam's new Coke Studios video, and it was beautiful.
ताजदारे हरम हो निगाहे करम हम गरीबों के दिल भी संवर जाएंगे हम ये बेकसां क्या कहेगा जहां हम ये बेकसां क्या कहेगा जहां आपके दर से खाली अगर जाएंगे ताजदारे हरम ताजदारे हरम.
Alright, so how important is religion and culture to you? And what about women empowerment? You know, a lot of families in Pakistan don't encourage music or acting for their daughters. What would you tell these women who aspire to be musicians or actors or even models, just like you guys?
I think that culture and religion is such a huge part of how we grew up. We grew up Muslim. We were going to Islamic school every Sunday. We were celebrating Eid and fasting for Ramadan. I do not claim to be a devout Muslim anymore, but I still think that it is such a big part of who I am today. And our mother, even though she is American and she was raised in America, she learned how to cook every Pakistani and Desi dish from our Dadi Ji, and she cooks so well. And so we were raised eating Pakistani food almost every single night, and she would sew us beautiful shalwar kameezes and lengas, and she helped us grow into our Pakistani roots as well. And I think that it helped shape our taste in our music style, our clothing style. It shaped our values and how we treat people with respect and how we treat elders and how we connect with people. We have such an interesting perspective being Pakistani, and I think it's so important, and I'm so thankful. I mean, there was obviously a time where I was 10 when 9/11 happened, obviously, but there was such a stigma around it, and there was a time in my life where I was afraid to say I'm Pakistani, but now I'm so proud to be Pakistani, and I love telling people, I love educating people on where Pakistan is, what Pakistan is in general, what it's like, yeah, what the food is like, how rich the culture is. So I think it's a huge part of why we are who we are today.
Diamonds are forever, but a girl's best friend is a bank full of ride or die, sticking till the end. We stay mobbing the party, but now we ain't the Gaudis. We come in peace from the east, Pakistan to Miami.
I mean, we meet a lot of Pakistani fans at our shows, and actually noticed this on the New World Tour in North America. We've been doing meet and greets after every show, and we've met a lot of Pakistani girls, Indian girls too,
Bangladeshi
girls that come up to us and they say, you guys really encouraging me to pursue my career in music or art, or whether it's an alternative career or not, and they always say how they're afraid to at first. But I think the most important thing, what we realized, is being open and honest and having an open dialogue with parents, because if you live in fear and if you hide things from your parents, which I spent a fair share of my teenage years doing, I feel like that never works. And it always comes back to hurt you, and it comes back to hurt your parents. So I think just being upfront with our father and telling him that to give us a chance and let us pursue this, we promise we'll work hard, we promise we'll take care of ourselves and take care of each other on the road. That's what really opened the door to our Pakistani Muslim father evolving and also opening up to other ideas. So I think it's just give your parents a chance, for these young women out there who think that their parents are more conservative than they're capable of being, as far as being open-minded towards their career choice. And it's also really cool meeting fans at shows. We met a fan named Yusuf the other night in Connecticut, which is a city in North America, and he came up to us and he said, you guys make me proud to be Muslim, or to be Pakistani. And he's like, I'm so proud, I'm finally starting to eat like butter chicken again and listening to Pakistani and Desi music. And I think seeing when your favorite artist is open and vocal about their heritage and where they're from and what religion they're raised on, what kind of food they're raised on, what kind of modes of dress they have, and I think that encourages fans to be more proud of where they're from. So that's something that I'm really proud of, that anyone who has kind of put their heritage in the past because they're ashamed living in the States, and that's because of society, and that's because of the media putting this shame on everyone. It's so important to just embrace it and realize how beautiful our culture is and where we come from.
I ain't giving up, I ain't giving in. I don't need your love, I don't need a thing. Go do ya, I'ma do me. Don't give a fuck if you ain't on my team.
Alright, the most asked question. When are you guys going to Pakistan? You've been to India already. Do you have plans?
We're working on it, and when I say that, it's very hopeful, and it would be such a dream come true. When people are always talking about like what their bucket list is, or like what their ideal show would be, it would be playing in Pakistan. I think I would cry. I'm just warning everyone, when we play in Pakistan, I will cry on stage.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so crazy. At the show in Houston, when there was that giant group of Pakistani fans, at the end of the show I got on the mic and I shouted Pakistan Zindabad, and they all freaked out. Dude, I love seeing that, because that connection is so real. I mean, you don't see Pakistani people on stage every day, or you don't see Pakistani people on TV or in magazines. And when you do, it feels like a win, you know? Like it feels like something to celebrate. And so, Pakistan Zindabad.
Dead of the night, when your body's sleepless, it's raining feelings now. Just wanna get it right, searching for meaning in this cold angel town. I'll be the warmth in your